There was a time when a team sent shivers down the spine of their rivals. Red Bull once was the dominant force on the Formula One sport, with an iron fist. But today, cracks are appearing. What if I told you that the once unshakable titans of Formula One might be crumbling under pressure? Could this be the end of an era? The mighty Red Bull Racing team, which has claimed title after title, is in crisis. And this predicament they found themselves in is unlike any they've seen before. A mass exodus of prominent personnel, internal controversies, and a sudden decline in on-track performance has left their fans to wonder, is Red Bull collapsing? Can Christian Horner hold the ship steady, or is this the beginning of the end? The future of Red Bull in Formula One hangs with a thin thread, and today, we are going into the shocking reality that's happening behind closed doors. This is not just another underperformance act, this could be the undoing of a dynasty. But before we delve into this thrilling and exhilarating ride through the twists and turns of Red Bull's collapse, make sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more gripping content on the highs and lows of Formula One, because you don't want to miss what we have next for you. Let's dive in. What happens when the foundation of the team you so much cherish begins to crack? Red Bull has long been a well-oiled machine, but recently, some of what holds them together as the fearsome force have started falling apart. First, it was Will Courtney, the guru behind Red Bull's racing strategy, who just jumped ship with McLaren. Then, the unexpected shocking resignation of Adrian Newey, the genius behind designing Red Bull's championship-winning cars, who is now pledging his allegiance with Aston Martin. And if that wasn't enough news to break the ice, Jonathan Wheatley, the team's sporting director, announced he's joining force with Audi, an upcoming rival in 2026. These exoduses aren't just changes in personnel, they're the heart and soul of Red Bull's operation walking out the door. How do you recover when the architects of your success leave? The clock is ticking, and Christian Horner faces his biggest challenge yet. But this is not the end of the story. Christian Horner, the charming yet controversial leader of Red Bull, is entangled in the center of a storm. Charges of inappropriate behavior leveled against him earlier in the season led to an in-house investigation, and although all claims against him were found to be baseless, the result left ripples across the team. What happens to morale when the captain of the ship is under investigation? The question that was on everyone's mind is, could Horner still have the right leadership to lead the Red Bull team through this storm? His confidence may remain untouched, but behind the curtains, is the pressure too much to bear? This level of internal fights could be the crack that splits the team when they need to stay united. The Red Bull story is not just an in-house boardroom row, it's spilling out onto the track. Max Verstappen, the relentless champion, and his teammate Sergio Perez have both found themselves in a rough patch. Red Bull, once the most dominant force on the track and in the Constructors' Championship, is now playing catch-up. The mighty McLaren has overtaken them, leaving Red Bull stunned and reeling. With Verstappen struggling to stay in form and Perez unable to close the gap, the tension on the track is palpable. This dip in performance is more than just a failure. It's a sign that something deeper is wrong. Could it be that the loss of key staff is already having a toll on their track performance? This won't be the first time Max Verstappen will be under pressure. However, in recent weeks, that pressure seems to be taking a toll. A highly publicized incident during a press conference saw Verstappen swearing, leading to a penalty from the governing body of the sport, the FIA. But this wasn't just a mistake from Verstappen, it was a preview into the emotional strain that's beginning to weigh in on the Dutch superstar. Could Verstappen's outspokenness be a sign of a crack in his otherwise unshakable resolve? The pressure to sustain Red Bull and keep it afloat is enormous, and even the best drivers have a braking limit. Is this just the beginning of a mental collapse for Red Bull's race? While Red Bull is counting its losses, McLaren is seizing the moment, capitalizing on their rivals' struggles. And here is the twist. Will Courtney, Red Bull's former strategic mastermind, is now calling the shots at McLaren. It's as if McLaren stole Red Bull's secret weapon, and now they are using it to rise and drive their team to the top of the standings. However, it's not just McLaren that is taking from Red Bull. Audi is lurking in the shadows, with Wheatley set to take charge of their 2026 campaign. Red Bull's future competition is being built by the same people who once made them great. It's a bitter pill to swallow. Could Red Bull's success be the very thing that will destroy them? For years, Adrian Newey was Red Bull's golden goose. His engineering genius birthed car designs that were untouchable, and his departure leaves an irreplaceable void. With Newey now doing the same thing with Martin, Red Bull's once unmatched technical edge may be slipping into a rival's hand. How does Red Bull recover when its brightest minds are walking out the door? Without Newey, Red Bull is facing a future where innovation might be regulated to the back seat. And in the world of Formula One, where every millisecond counts, losing that edge could be disastrous. So, is Red Bull destined for a fall from grace, or do they have a secret weapon in their arsenal that nobody knows about? With Horner under fire, Verstappen having a showdown with the authority, and key personnel pledging their allegiance to other teams, the odds are stacked against them. But Formula One is one of the most unpredictable sports, so a comeback from the rear isn't impossible. Red Bull's fate rests in how they handle this moment of crisis. Will they crumble, or will they rise from the ashes, stronger than ever before? The world is watching, and every race, every decision takes them to their defining moment. As we wait and see Red Bull's final act of remaining a Formula One powerhouse, the question remains, is this the end of their dominance, or is it just a temporary setback on their road to redemption? Only time will tell. If you've been enjoying this thrilling and exhilarating journey of Red Bull's final act to remain relevant in Formula One, or go down in history as a once-upon-a-champion racing team, make sure to subscribe for more gripping Formula One stories and insights. Share this video with your friends by clicking the share video and join the conversation. What do you think? Is Red Bull collapsing? We'll be here every step of the way to cover every twist and turn.